Hi guys, it's time for you to learn how to make another product, and today's product is going to be a hydrating face moisturizer. Okay, you can call it anything you want to call it, but I'm calling it hydrating oil control face moisturizer. So it's just a typical way of making a moisturizer, a lotion, a cream, a conditioner, but it's the active that determine the kind of products you are making or your choice of ingredients. All right, so let's start. I already started measuring my water face, which is my deionized water. There's hydrosol there for fragrance. There is sodium phytate, which is a chelator. You can use disodium EDTA to substitute it, especially if you're formulating at higher pH than 5. Then you can use disodium EDTA because sodium phytate will not be advisable at that particular point. There is also sodium citrate. This is a buffering ingredient which also serves as a chelator. And these chelators are being used at very minimal usage rates. Okay, it's not much in the products. The formula will be in the classroom. So once you finish watching the video, go to the classroom and download your formula. There's also DL panthenol. DL panthenol is a humectant, and there are so many other humectants you can choose to use. Remember, we said hydrating oil control moisturizer, so we're already picking different humectants in this product. There's also panthenol, which is liquid, depends on the one that you bought. This one I'm using is in powder form. That one you can add it to your cool down face if you have the liquid form. Now there's allantoin. Allantoin there is used at 0.4%. Okay, and allantoin is a soothing ingredient. You can use alpha bisabolol as a substitute, but it's more expensive, and you add that into your cool down face. There's also urea. Urea is part of NMF of the skin or hair. I like using urea as hydrating. It's powerful if you have dry skin. I think urea is one ingredient you want to go for. So it's also part of our hydrating ingredient in this product. Then there is iolic acid. Iolic acid is a hydrating product to hydrate the skin immediately. The only thing is not is something that if you don't continue using, then you will no longer benefit from it. There are some hydrating products that when you use hydrating ingredients, when you use them, it takes a while for them to hydrate the skin. But once they hydrate the skin and you stop using them, it's the hydrating benefits you already have will not just you will not lose it immediately compared to if it's hyalic acid. And the hyalic acid I'm using at this point is the SLMW. We know we have different molecular weights. There is one that will thicken your product, which is HMW. It will thicken your product and it will hydrate, but the hydration is not as much as the SLMW. The SLMW is more powerful when it comes to hydration, but it doesn't thicken. There's also LMW, that one is in between, and there are some other ones. So these are all hydrating products that are all in this product. There are more hydrating products you can choose. You can use propanedol, propylene glycol, glycerin, and so on. There's also glycerin in here, which is a low budget kind of hydrating ingredient, but it delivers. Okay, it delivers. So those are the ingredients we have in our water face. Mix everything together. When you're done mixing them together, Weigh your water with the beaker and write it down. Then you place the water face on heat. You can either cover it or you leave it open, but make sure that you also measure some water and place on heat in case definitely some of the water face is going to evaporate. Then you know that you will have something to replace it by the time you remeasure after dissolving your water phase. The if you are using the HMW for the hyaluronic acid, take note that it will take a longer time for it to hydrate. That means you need more time for yours to hydrate. But this particular one I have hydrates very fast. Now to your oil face. Remember when you're making lotion or any moisturizer, it comes with oil face and water face. Anything that goes into this oil phase are the ingredients that are oil soluble and can withstand heat. Hope you understand that. Water phase is water soluble ingredient. That is, when they're inside water, they can dissolve easily inside water and they can withstand heat. While for cool down phase are both oil and water soluble ingredients that cannot withstand heat. Now for the oil phase, I used mango butter, silky wax, which some people still call emulsifying wax. But there are different kind of emulsifying wax, and there are substitutes for these emulsifiers that you can use. It is this emulsifier that help bind the water and the oil together. You can use Lotion Pro, you can use BTMS, you can use Olivem 1000, then you can use glycerin stearate. You can use different kind of emulsifiers. But for this particular one, I chose silky wax. It's also different from emulsifying wax NF. It is more luxurious than emulsifying wax NF. You can choose different ones. Now we have a thickener because we want a thick product, which is cetearyl alcohol. You can either use stearic acid or cetyl alcohol, but I chose to use cetearyl alcohol. So those are the other substitutes you can use. It is a thickener that helps the viscosity of the product. Then I have grapeseed oil there and jojoba oil, then C12 15 alkyl benzoate. You can use any type of oil which can be esters, triglycerides, anything you can use it. Now I've dissolved my two face and I'm mixing them together. The product I made is about 120 gram. That is why I can still use spatula. If you're producing like 300-gram upward, then you need an homogenizer, or you can still use it for this particular one. But if it comes to immersion blender, you need it to be really like 300-gram upward, so that the immersion blender head will be able to go inside the product and not have space, and then there won't be bubbles. As my cream is cooling down, I'm measuring the cool down phase, but as it's also cooling down, I will keep mixing it so that everything will be homogenized. There won't be any form of separation as it is cooling down. Take note that at this point, if you have overhead stirrer, this is when you use your overhead stirrer. Overhead stirrer comes after a homogenizer or after immersion blender. The immersion blender or homogenizer homogenize this product, while the immersion blender keeps mixing it without breaking the emulsion, because the speed is not that should not be that much again. Now, for my cool down phase, I have my vitamin E, tocopherol, I have my extract, I have essential oil. You can choose any essential oil you want or wish, or anything. You can use more than one essential oil. You can use fragrance oil, which is optional. Then you have your preservative inside, and then you have N-acetyl glucosamine. So this is my N-acetylglucosamine that I added into the cool down phase. Now, why I'm adding it directly into the product is because it is water soluble. It will dissolve inside the water. I'm still going to cover this product overnight for everything to blend together. But if there are some powders that you need to dissolve first before you do that, and now this is the next day, my product has come together, it has thickened up, the pH has been checked the previous day, and the pH is within 4.6 to 4.9 because of the preservative I use, and because of the chelator sodium phytate, because we want it to work at that this thing. So this is my emotion. I love it. My moisturizer, I'm going to be using this on my skin. This sample, I'll leave some. And do you like it? Can you see the consistency with CQRs and cetearyl alcohol? Can you see the combination? The combination is very, let me bring it in closely. And then I put it inside a pump. It comes out easily from the pump, and you can even put it in a jar. The only thing is, when you put moisturizers, especially products that contains water inside jars, it's easy for it to get contaminated compared to if it's in a pump where your fingers cannot touch. Then sometimes if you put it in a jar, you can put a scoop spoon that you can be using with it. Just take with a scoop spoon the quantity you want. When you are done, wash the scoop spoon and keep it. Next time you use it again, instead of dipping finger into your product. This can introduce different bacteria into the product, which you don't want. And when it starts producing mold, you might not see it on time. It's not something you'll be able to see with your regular eyes. Okay, which is why pump is advisable for products that contains water or dropper or any packaging that your hand will not touch it or hair will not easily get inside it, because as air also gets inside it, it degrades the products. Okay, so I hope you have been able to learn one or two things today, and I hope you will also produce your own. All right, bye.